Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm your host, Cullis Fade. It's episode 63 and the official start of chapter 3. We have been knocked out by some kind of gas and taken by the Drukhari. Your consciousness emerges from an ocean of darkness and nightmares, as if someone's powerful hand reached into its depths and brought you into the light. In the dark room, long and angular shadows move around and exchange remarks. One of the shadows approaches you, ripping apart the veil of pain and revealing features that look familiar to you. "You are awake, monkey." Marazai's voice is sickeningly sweet. He is looking at you with idle interest, rolling a soft and milky-colored object from one hand to the other. "Our toxin masters spared no effort to drag you out of the induced dream. I must commend the Nightmare Weavers. The emanations of fear you exuded in your delirium are worthy of the highest praise. However, it is time to finish what you were brought here for. It is time to work for the good of the Cabal, Rogue Trader." "What do you want with me?" "Only the truth, monkey. So very simple, is it not? A little honesty before the powers that be. I have the tools to extract the most coveted mysteries from the deepest recesses of your mind, but I am not interested in your personal secrets. I only want that which will protect my Cabal." "Burn in the Emperor's scorching light, you filthy Xenos." Marazai clicks his tongue and gently caresses the object in his hands with the claws of his glove, making it emit a little squeal. "It looks like you have acquired a taste for pain, monkey. Have it your way, then. Resist the inevitable and know a new facet of suffering." The Drukhari gestures to one of the shadows near you, and your head is forced backward. Marazai brings the hand holding the strange object closer. You manage to make it translucent, glossy skin, bluish, pulsating organs beneath, and a little head with serrated jaws, before the Drukhari pushes the larva into your face. Sensing warmth, the creature springs into motion a moment later. As it blindly pokes at your skin, it discovers your nostril and rushes forward, stretching the skin and tearing through the mucous membrane. Unbearable pain overwhelms you as the larva begins to force its way through the soft tissue and cartilage, each of its movements causing a crunching noise to reverberate through your skull. The creature greedily bites into flesh and moves ever upward, past the bridge of your nose, past your eyes, and then something alien invades your consciousness. Darkness clouds your eyes, but the sensation of an alien presence does not relent. This is not a conscious mind, but something primitive yet unbelievably strong in its unknowable pursuit. It is crawling around in your thoughts, scratching them with its sides and changing their shape. Perhaps all this is just a bad dream, a quirk of the intellect exhausted by endless troubles, a calumny of mind too weak for the burden it was made to carry. A stray light dawns at the edge of your perception.
"You have disappointed us, Rogue Trader von Valancius."
So now we need to walk through some Slimos here. "Lord Captain, we have received an astropathic message from Dargonis. Achilles Scalander reports Xenos raid against the merchant ship and Gartafal's calamity." Achilles Scalander. More ghosts. "Do my eyes deceive me? Explain yourself, Elentak."
"Let us not dawdle. You are accused of consorting with Xenos, betraying the Imperium, and neglecting the interests of humankind. The tribunal is waiting for your explanations. Come closer.
And here comes our principal witness, the rogue traitor himself. Heinrichs gives you a cold look. If the presented evidence was not enough to convince you, his testimony will conclude this confusing case, full of oath-breaking lies and heresy. You drag this boy into this trial and now expect someone will lend an ear to a lowly heretic's testimony? I thought better of you, Interrogator Van Kalux. I was so very wrong. Lady Theodora's voice sounds even harsher and angrier than you remember. The Lord Inquisitor makes a vaguely dismissive gesture. Enough. Let him speak. The sooner this business is concluded, the better. Then let us continue. Shielded by the powers of the warrant of trade granted by the Imperium, Theodora von Valancius more than once allowed herself to openly collaborate with Xenos. You have never seen such a contemptuous grimace on the interrogator's face. She plunged her entire protectorate into apostasy and heresy, including the current rogue traitor, and went out of her way to prevent the Inquisition and me personally from maintaining order inside the Expanse. Does the rogue traitor admit to fraternizing with Xenos, serving them as a puppet, and rejecting the God Emperor's blessed light for the sake of his heretical desires and base profit? The Xenos is gone. Why is the Lord Inquisitor here? And Theodora's reanimated corpse too? Didn't she die? Everything is wrong here. Died, you say? But who are you talking to if I did? Get one simple truth in your empty head. Your role in these events is negligible. You shall think me the Emperor on the Golden Throne if I so choose, and think me dead if it strikes my fancy. But this is not what matters right now. Just looking in your direction makes me sick. Why must I speak to the filth? The last words are obviously meant for the court, not you. Heinrichs bends over you with a crooked smile. Rogue traitor, are you all right? Or was your heretical association with Xenos so disruptive that you lost your mind? The mocking words do little to hide his irritation. The interrogator is obviously displeased with the turn the conversation is taking. The Inquisitor leans forward slightly at the sight of your anguish. For a brief moment, the boredom in his eyes is gone. It was amusing, but the joke has outstayed its welcome. Theodora shoots the interrogator a nasty look. It is painfully obvious this heretic is dancing to your tune. His word against mine? You had lost before you even unsheathed your blade, Heinrichs. You need not worry, dear Lord Captain. It was not my intention to bring up unsupported claims. Heinrichs produces a data slate and skillfully manipulates the device until he locates the necessary information. The rogue traitor has often been accompanied by a Xenos companion, and though the warrant of trade does allow one to grant sanctions to individual specimens, what is this if not a confirmation of the von Valancius family's loyalty to the enemies of humanity? Some reports note instances of close cooperation between the von Valancius protectorate and a crime syndicate involved in the cold trade, the Kazbalika mission. Sullying oneself by rubbing shoulders with such individuals is unworthy of such an elevated servant of the Imperium. The rogue trader's ties to the Drukhari, a different subspecies of the Eldari, are just as obvious. Who else could help him divine the carefully prepared plans of the Drukhari if not other Drukhari? Holt von Valancius always ended up in the location of the next Drukhari raid, knowing for certain where they were going to strike. Yes, I did cooperate with Xenos. This I will not deny. Cooperation is a double-edged sword. Sometimes you use your partner and sometimes your partner uses you, which is what happened to the rogue traitor. Lady Theodora used him to undermine the standing of the Imperium in the Expanse. The tribunal remains silent, although those present cast anxious glances at your predecessor. At this point, the tribunal probably wants to know what the true intentions of the von Valancius dynasty are. The rogue traitor claims he has been waging war against the Drukhari this entire time, except, was there really a war? Or was it another carefully staged performance? Heinrichs is looking at you closely, almost without blinking. Allow me to explain what actually happened. Holt von Valencius personally invited the Drukhari to his worlds and then used their strengths and resources to sow chaos in the expanse to gain leverage over his rivals. It is very convenient to play the victim while working with those who rob your neighbors blind and terrify the worlds that pay you tribute. How much did you profit from this, rogue trader? Did you think I would not uncover your pathetic conspiracy? Enough of this circus, Heinrichs. I did not set up any attacks. Or at least, that is what you wanted to say. However, the alien will makes you say something else entirely. It was originally Lady Theodora's plan. She, her servants, always let me know where the next Drukhari attack would take place. Your pathetic attempts to paint me as a heretic are like a blunted rapier, tedious and useless. Theodora's gaze is not directed at you. She is addressing Heinrichs. I do not think so. Another witness to your atrocities arrived alongside the rogue trader. Urliette suddenly takes a graceful step forward. If the court so desires, my speech will run like a river and wash away your doubts. I found a shard of my home in the rogue trader's chambers. An entire craft world vanished among the stars, the only clue to its fate resting in the hands of this Monkey. That was when I began to suspect that he had something to do with the misfortune that had befallen my Camorragh. Do not be deceived by his breed. There is a cunning predator lurking behind the fluttering of fragile butterfly wings. The Monkey before you is a bizarre amalgamation of qualities not usually inherent in his feeble species. He has mastered the mysteries of many of this world's cultures, the secrets of the universe and ancient artifacts, the fine art of war, the intricacies of deceit. All are embodied in a single Monkey, however hard it may be to believe. However, the thread that bound our paths broke the moment I realized the Monkey's involvement in the disappearance of my home. To flee the rogue trader, I tracked down and eliminated his chief tracker who has pursued our kin in this part of the galaxy for many years, and thus earned clemency before this court. So Achilles did not simply vanish. You helped him disappear. Heinrichs nods curtly. I say he had only himself to blame. An agent who cannot recognize an impending threat is useless. Heinrichs nods with satisfaction, noticing your reaction, or rather, the lack of it. The court has been presented with enough evidence, and I hope no one is harboring any doubts as to the guilt of the von Valencius dynasty. But let us allow the rogue trader to say his final word. We are all curious to know what you have gleaned from this inquiry. I am nothing but a puppet in this charade. Everything that has taken place at this trial is a vicious lie. You try to push the words out of your throat, but they become stuck in a suffocating lump, choking you. Heinrichs notices your struggle and quickly changes the subject. The rogue trader is obviously stunned by the realization Theodora has been using him this entire time to impede me. Enough. After the spell is lifted, staggering pain pierces your body. Darkness clouds your vision and nausea creeps up your throat. But the wounds you manage to forget soon remind you that you are still alive. Marazai Azariash, Drakon of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest, first blade to Lady Eurymerus, eviscerator of Illyridos, blaze of the Barcag Kingdom and slayer of Carokios the Pale. The commanding, inhuman voice tears you from the vice of agony, and you see the silhouette of a Drukhari, whose very presence makes your innards clench. How dare you come before the Council of Archons of this dark city with this lesser creature? One half of his face is hidden behind a golden mask with an intimidating visage. The other half is showing a malicious, sharp-toothed leer. The Xenos' elaborate armor is decorated with skulls and patches of human skin impaled on countless blades and hooks. He carries himself with authority and ease, as though he is a ruler who holds the threads of fate of all these present tightly in his grasp. A triumphant grin erupts on Marazai's face, but the Xenos remains surprisingly composed and does not dare to interrupt the unknown speaker. Yurliette absorbs every word, occasionally wincing in pain and covering her weeping wounds. Her posture and gestures are full of tension, like prey cornered by a pack of predators. Yurliette shrinks under the hungry stares of those around her. With the greatest respect, mighty Nazarkai, Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, first among the chosen, voice of the Overlord of the Dark City, bringer of demise, conqueror of 100 worlds. Nazarkai dismisses Marazai like a bothersome fly. The Council of Archons has heard enough platitudes direct on Marazai, and no longer wishes to. Sly intrigues, ruthless chill to jagged ice. Of vitriol verbose, the cut and thrust, keep time with fate's own machinations grave, but whose deft footwork leads to naught but dust, while from its brutal finish none can save. This play the puppet master granted me, through murky stalls of path obligingly. The puppet master? Has Vect himself invited you to this chamber? The Archon chokes on his own words, but quickly regains his composure. No matter. You may be our guest, Arabenian, but you are merely a spectator in this performance, and spectators do not belong on the stage, as you undoubtedly know. Do not interfere. The stranger presses a delicate finger to the lips of his sorrowful mask and says with a twinkle in his eye, "A shadow in the shadows I will be." The bright motley, the hollow suit, the mask hiding its owner's face, and the graceful, subtle movements. Before you stands a harlequin, another representative of the multifaceted Alderi race. The Xenos catches your eye and nods. For a moment, the play of shadows on the mask appears to twist its expression into a mischievous grin. Marazai Azariash, considering the circumstances. The Archon looks around the room and rests his troubled gaze on the Xenos in bright armor who interrupted him. The council finds Archon Eurymerus guilty. The blade of your truth cut through the shadowy veil concealing her transgressions. However, how dare you insult the council with such a pathetic complaint? You should have ripped Eurymerus' heart out with your own hands and granted her soul to Vect if you wanted to atone for the mistakes of the Reaving Tempest. Marazai's eyes widen, filled with astonishment and disbelief. He seems to have been certain of the outcome and did not expect what he is hearing now. His lips twist in an enraged snarl. Hatred directed at the Xenos on the throne, and yet it finds no outlet under the gazes of the dozens of Drukhari in the chamber. To contradict my decision is to contradict the decision of Vect himself, fool. Something in the Xenos' tone makes your heart skip a beat. Allow me to discipline you for your weakness. Today, the Drakon will lose his wings and plunge to the very bottom of the chasm. You will go to the arena to atone for your mistakes and impertinence alongside the rabble you have dragged to Camorragh. If you are a true Drakon, you will rise again. If you do not, your suffering will satiate the worthy. Lay down your weapons and follow the guards. I will let you keep what little dignity you have left. This is my final gift to you, Marazai. The Archon nods in satisfaction and makes an unfamiliar gesture. The guards draw closer to you. Let us return to you, Eurymerus. The Harlequin's laughter interrupts the Archon and echoes under the vaults of the chamber in a resounding baritone. And all the masks upon their marks now stand. The slave of vanity the spire ascends, the thief and traitor cast downward by her hand. Unbeknownst to all, their fate depends upon a lead unseen, a player green. The Harlequin leans forward and eyes you with genuine interest. Is this how you treat the hospitality of Camorragh, a Barenian? The Archon angrily balls his fists, the shadow of his wrath hanging over the Eldari interloper like a thundercloud. I thought your words were worth more. You insult me by interrupting the trial again. The Xenos sweeps into a theatrical bow without taking his eyes off Nazarkai's face. You, Archons, speak of just rebuke. In truth, fate's melodies and snarls fantastic have entrapped me here, and when I heard them play, I could not keep my lips from grinning wide. Here comes the hour for shadows to retreat, to where the curtain waits to rise. The laugh, with no beginning, now sends forth the call. And with that, we are tossed into the chasm. The world is an impenetrable haze of warm pain. You lie motionless. No, you rest in the murky gloom, slowly dissolving into nothingness. Sometimes your repose is troubled by unpleasant and persistent tremors coming from the place where your legs used to be. You do your best to ignore them. Away, you vulture, this is not your prey. A vaguely familiar voice reaches you through the curtain of darkness, but your disobedient thoughts refuse to reveal where and when you have heard it before. Was it just recently, or 100 lifetimes ago? The trembling comes from your legs, is replaced with a violent jerking motion, and then it finally stops. From this phantasmagoria retreat, and deftly seize my merchant vagabond, the puppet master's strings left dangling. Again rise up to take your place and dance. A spark ignites in the darkness, and it slightly, ruthlessly cuts through the gloom that envelopes you. An ugly image of the reality around you assaults your retina. You can feel your body again and realize it's filled with pain. Your shoulder is sore from an injection. Help? Quiet laughter reaches your ears. Your legs require direction, merchant mine. Therefore, address your pleas to them, not me. Their thirst for dancing may yet spur them on. Every single inch of your body is suffering. Satisfied with this result, you do not delve into a detailed examination of your misfortune. All your equipment is gone, as are your shoes. You do not even have a knife at hand to fend off enemies or to open your veins. You are surrounded by the dead, numerous corpses, mutilated bodies, and pieces thereof. Humans, Drukhari, and other Xenos unfamiliar to you lie motionless in this gruesome mortuary. Your eyes refuse to focus on the blurry figure of the person who came to your aid. He appears to be tall, and your mind emphatically refuses to continue, for every moment of concentration causes you suffering. I have seen you somewhere before. Who are you? A dream obscure of death, deliverance, illuminating will, and agony. Where am I? Among the shadows in the wings you lie, where taut are pulled the puppet master's strings. The stranger intricately links his fingers to mimic the tools of a puppeteer. My companions, where are they? Not here. The roles have been decided now, but if you play your part, perhaps the plot will draw you back together, or to doom. The figure's cruel laughter follows. This overture in verse, the final lines. The merchant's time to tread the boards has come. Embark you now upon your pilgrimage, and take my parting gift, a humble prop. The stranger deposits something in your hand and disappears into the twilight. A gift from beyond the grave, a little gun. Your body has suffered too much to obey your mind, or rather that is how it would have been for someone else perhaps, but not for you. You have lived through worse. Anguish and torture could never break you. You will rise to your feet and press on. All that is left to understand is why you should. Remember all the people whose lives depend on you. Hundreds of faces flash before your mind's eye. Friends, subjects, and companions. The universe is cruel and full of darkness, and your will and determination are the only barrier between your loved ones and its crushing apathy and brutality. You have no right to die, not here and not now. Resoluteness floods your veins like incandescent plasma, and you make another attempt to get up. We gain the power of honor, 10 toughness. You get up. Yes, your body aches and rebels against you, but your tempered mind is stronger than mortal flesh. You draw yourself up straight and take in your surroundings. And here we are, in this place with a bunch of people, an ugly beggar, and others. So, we have to get out of here, find a way to escape Camorragh. Folks, I'm going to take a short little break, but for you it'll be nothing. Okay, the person we need to find is the ugly beggar.
Rise to the
this
top,
guy.
or get left in the dust.
He's supposed to have our boots. It is nigh impossible to identify this horrendous spawn dressed in rags as a human being, or rather, a genetic anathema descended from human beings. The mutant's hideous appearance is complemented by brutal scars and a partially flayed face. You seem to have made an equally poor impression on the wretched beggar. He sizes you up and rasps, "You look like a groxmant. How are you still breathing with wounds like that?" The beggar's features are appalling to the point of being too offensive to look upon. I am in need of help. The mutant arches an eyebrow in bemusement. Really? A gripping tale? And why should I give a crap? I'm begging you. I need shelter and the assistance of a healer. No, perhaps we can strike a deal. You want to trade? I got things to trade. The beggar lifts his rags and you catch the dull glint of a pistol handle. What do you got? Apart from your innards or whatever that thing is that keeps trying to fall out of your gut. Are you in the mood for recreation? With a crooked smirk, the mutant grabs the injector. Ooh, a combat stimulant. The things you see when you use it. It might kill you, sure, but it's worth it. We get the beggar's weapon, which is a much better laser gun than what we currently had. Alright, so... I'm begging you, I need shelter and the assistance of a healer. The beggar looks at you skeptically, thinks for a moment and nods. Fine. Who else should help a hapless soul in this accursed place if not another hapless sap, right? Come, I'll take you somewhere safe. He beckons, and then something in his wrist clicks and a long blade coated in something foul thrusts out of it. A moment later, the blade sinks into your flesh. Ooh. You do not feel any pain, not yet at least. You merely watch in surprise as a spray of crimson fans through the air. You do not know when your hand seized the beggar's throat. Your fingers clench around it of their own accord. The mutant's eyes go wide and a rattle escapes his reeking mouth. He dies before he can wound you again. You force yourself to release your grip on his crushed larynx. The pain finally reaches you through the veil of adrenaline, but the sensation is hardly shocking. What is another wound to you when your body is already suffering from 100 just like it? And what does he have? He has our boots, inertia boots. If the wearer's melee attack is dodged, parried, or scores a critical hit, he gains agility movement points. We get the stim back, and we get the beggar's weapon, and we add this to... Oh, but I don't want that added to cargo. I want that knife. Okay, cargo management. Oh, it gets sent directly there and I can't grab it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, I wanted that knife. Well, not going to be of much use to me anyways. It won't really matter. Okay, we have 2 weapons on him then.
Keep your wits about you.
So that does it for that. Now, search. No, don't do that. Don't do any of these checks. You're going to fail them all. So just don't even bother. If you surrender to the cough and lie down, it will be easier to breathe and your lungs will stop burning. So that little interruption there was him coughing, and it keeps happening over and over and over while you're here, which is part of what makes Act 3 really annoying for some people. I highly recommend you just go out and download the mod Camorragh Cure and get it installed. It will change it so that the coughs become barks instead of totally interrupting and taking. The worst thing is it takes control of your input and you can't do anything about it. So I don't want to do that.
Is there money to be made?
I'm going to come up to these two blokes and he says, "You fool, do you have a death wish? That's why they came here, to gut people like us. I'm still going to try to sneak past." And he does. He says, "I told you not to let them see you. They're hunters. Damn butchers. You've got to creep along, stick to the shadows, go around. In the chasm, you can get in anywhere." And he's right. And so you want to watch, and these people walk off, these Cabalite warriors walk off really, really slowly. You can wait until they walk all the way off. But you can see he's not going to walk all the way off. So the best thing to do is try to make an athletics check here. And get across, and you want to go over here.
Xenos scum. You don't belong in this galaxy. Do not plead.
Well, that's unfortunate. He's not supposed to be there. He's supposed to have wandered off with the rest of those guys. Okay, that's kind of sucky.
Taking calculated risk is in my second nature.
All right, we need to get to here. Can I get down here? How can I go anywhere? Oh, wait a minute. That's a buff.
I'll make it happen. On it.
Defense.
My gut tells me it's a bad
I
idea.
can't use this melee weapon required. Okay. Can't do anything about that. Alright, and I'll buff myself again. Cabalite warriors who are way stronger than you, and you've got really no good weapons. And if I use this... Oh, I can hit him with that. Okay. Alright. You call this a strike? Yes, I do. Now, if I move over here... Are you going to give me the exit, or do I legitimately have to fight this guy? Oh, that's going to suck. I've got no melee weapon. That sucks. I got no exit? Oh my god. Okay. I got cover anywhere? Alright. Keep hitting him. Oh, I gotta move one more.
I'm ready for whatever comes. It was inevitable.
Okay. That's not too bad. Maybe I can kill him with that. You guys really want to come down here and get the flames? They're melees. That's a little better. I feel like I can't afford to waste a turn here not hitting them with stuff.
I'll see to it personally.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Leave them burning.
Make it happen.
Make them weak if you can.
Who if
Help
not
yourself out. And then move back a little bit.
pain is all.
You will pay for this with blood.
Okay, now can I reach you with that?
On it.
So I got that guy up there. I gotta be a little closer. So apparently I'm the right class this time. Because I can actually kill this guy. Make him weaker. Now move back down here.
I have strategy.
This is my strategy. Torch. Apparently I can't kill those other guys, so I might as well just go for the single one.
Another enemy down.
There we go. Am I done? Yeah, I'm done. There, and now we get the... Okay, so that's cool. Did they have anything on them? I suppose I should grab their stuff. I've never been able to kill these guys before. And there's a grenade. Oh, interesting. Okay. I can't use any of their stuff, but hey, pyro, that works. Want to get to the pit. That's never happened that way. I thought for sure they were gonna die and I would just have to start over. So now we're in this place called the pit. There's a bunch of shriekers here. Your wounds barely hurt at all and your body feels surprisingly light. And here's our friend Malice. He's not our friend. He's a big punk. The den you have found yourself in is filled with heady smoke, and the walls are lined with living shadows. Center of attention is a snake-like Xenos. He is engaged in conversation with a pale, harried-looking Drukhari and pays you no mind, much like everyone else in here. This particular breed of abominable Xenos is unfamiliar to you, but its appearance alone speaks of a vicious nature and inborn wickedness. Everyone gathered here is armed. They all bear scars, and some even have fresh wounds. You notice a few human among the Xenos. They clamor in a mismatch of tongues, and their laughter rings with lunacy and bloodlust. The air is thick with an all-pervading sense of doom. The leader of this gang is powerfully built. His scaled hide is reinforced with engraved metal in several spots. His long tail coils around and around as his snake-like head sways gently from side to side. The Xenos is enjoying a state of blissful relaxation. His companion, the gaunt Drukhari, is looking at him obsequiously. Her entire body is adorned with hundreds of embedded steel beads and thousands of red injector marks. May we speak? The snake-like Xenos either fails to notice your presence or is simply ignoring you. Iridescent eyelid membranes slide over his eyes, momentarily shuttering them. No doubt a telling look among his kind. Without deigning to look at you, the cadaverous Drukhari mutters, "Malice wants you to disappear, pathetic whelp." You are Malice, I take it. His serpentine head turns to you with inhuman fluidity, his forked tongue tasting the air. "I am Malice. You are an inconvenience. Get lost. You'll find out how Malice deals with inconveniences, humanling." I see. I require aid. I am wounded. What makes you think I care? No, don't answer. I don't care what makes you think that. I can pay you handsomely for your assistance. You have nothing. Don't waste my time. The Xenos keeps his attention focused on the Drukhari, but his scaled fingers, holding an elegant-looking injector, clench in displeasure. He speaks slowly and indolently like a snake about to enter brumation. I will render valuable services in exchange for assistance. What use could you be to me? The Xenos yawns sleepily, his mouth opening disproportionately wide. But if you want to serve, I have a task for you. The den's temperature is controlled by an atmospheric convector. The scavenger who sold it to me forgot to mention that it was faulty. Unfortunately for him, he was unable to repair it. Now the scavenger is dead, and I have to suffer discomfort. My race is cold-blooded. We like our nests warm. None of my gang have a knack for hardware, so if you can fix the convector, I'll take pity on you. I shall take care of the problem. Hurry. Looking at your wounds, you don't have long to get the job done. Alright, step away from the Xenos, let's go. Try to figure out this thing. The convector. Where is that?
keep your wits about you.
Try to fix the mechanism, only my tech use may not be able to fix it. What I really need is Pascal. Oh. Let's see.
Just as I planned.
The omniscience power is such that his tech litanies subdue even the twisted spirit of this Xeno machine and force it to operate. Okay. Well, we did something useful. We got lucky on a 40% roll. Wow, that's a miracle
Rise to
and a
the
half.
top, or get left in the dust.
Wasting no time, you approach the scaled ringleader of this rabble. The Xenos is clearly more comfortable now. The sleepy torpor induced by the low temperature has been replaced with the languid ease of an undisputed leader in his element. The convector has been repaired. Now will you help me? Why should I? Malice looks at you with contempt. The convector's fixed already. What's the point of me helping you? The little strength you had left in your body has run out. You collapse to the floor, and the darkness that nearly extinguished your mind permanently envelopes your vision once more. Through the drumbeat of your heart, you hear Malice's voice from somewhere far away. Fine. Punch up the humanling. He's proven to be more useful than the rest of you put together. Either way, you have to end up asleep. The way that typically happens when I play through this game is I do the move where you try to grab the injector from him and you inject yourself, and it's not made for your particular physiology, so you end up here. Sensation slowly returns to you. Your body is still in pain, but you are no longer on the brink of death. Your wounds have been crudely closed with metal clamps, and your throat is pocked with injector tracks as though you have been wearing a neck pillow of needles. The one who rendered this first aid to you was certainly not a qualified surgeon, someone who would typically be permitted to minister to the person of the illustrious rogue trader. Looks like you're back with us. I don't know whether to offer my congratulations or commiserations. The scaled Xenos looks at you without the slightest deference. Thank you for your help. I do not want your thanks, humanling. You will earn back every stimulant I spent on you. As soon as you stand up, you are seized by a strange sense of unreality. It is as if you are still there, in the wicked darkness, and everything around you is merely a twisted mirage. Doubt seeps into your mind like a poison, sundering its contact with your body. You have to make a deliberate effort to hold on to the thought that you are you. What? Is your mind maggot giving you trouble? I saw it latch onto your spinal cord when you were being patched up. A fat, well-fed grub it was, with lots of teeth. It's dying now. They have a short lifespan, and that means its poison is especially toxic. You'll lose touch with reality from time to time, and when the mind maggot dies, the final dose of poison will make you think your body is not your body at all. And then your heart will just stop beating. Great. I could have pulled that thing out of you, of course, but I thought, why should I? Consider it a guarantee of your gratitude toward me. When you've earned your healing, I'll release you from it. Or you can reject my generous offer and look for help elsewhere. Have you heard about that humanling that's always hanging around the gate to the anatomical opera, gasping for breath and begging the homunculus to save her? She can't breathe normally. Even the way she says her name is funny. Hey, Dari. As if she's about to suffocate. Alright, where am I? Camorragh, the dark city, the underside of existence, the realm of the Drukhari. You heard of it, humanling? Why did you decide to help me in the end? You're a cocky whelp, but feeble like all members of your race. Your cockiness has not got you killed yet, which means you must be someone important, and you might be useful. What do you want from me? Kill for me. Go into the mangled sector and find a freak called the Commissar, one of your kind, and spill his guts for me. Do that and you will earn my favor. And in the chasm, that counts for a lot. Who is this Commissar? A prisoner of the Drukhari who thinks too highly of himself. Instead of dying in the arena without any fuss, he is hiding, gathering other slaves of your race around him, and making pathetic plans to get his revenge. And many of your kind are listening to him. See how few humanling shriekers there are? They used to all come to me, but now they listen to the Commissar and no longer come. The Mangled Sector. What an off-putting name. It's an off-putting place. It's the base of the spire in which we live. Camorragh is stitched together from scraps of various dimensions, and in the Mangled Sector, the seams are starting to rip. Space is collapsing in on itself, and entropic radiation is off the scale, spawning all kinds of abominations, and the sector itself is slowly but surely turning into nothing. You'd have to be insane to set foot in a place like that. Insane, or an outcast like the Commissar, hiding from the hunt. Or you. I see. I'm gonna need a more serious weapon. Prove that you're useful first. Do this and Malice will see that you have decent toys to play with. But not before. In the meantime, you can pick something out of the junk pile. Malice gestures at a container half full of shoddy equipment. Very well, I'll kill him. Bring me his head, and in exchange I will share my toys with you. They make surviving in Camorragh possible. And if you think of lying to me and running, when you're on the street, look out for a humanling dressed in red with a cog on his chest and a face full of misery. See how he is dying alone with nobody to help him? Your death will be just the same. Alright, so there's something nearby. Well then. Gladiator's room, wounds, Medicaid 40%.
I always keep my options
I
open.
don't know if I should press my luck with that right now or later. The Gladiator's pile, what do we have? 2 cargo? No, honey. We're not sending anything to cargo. We're keeping everything. I need stuff. I need weapons, armor. I need it all. Alright, collect all. I think you can just use these buttons to move everything, but I didn't, like a boner. Alright, what do we have? What are our options? We got a sword that's 6 to 9 and an axe that's 5 to 7, but this does bleeding, which is great. And then we got a big sword. Okay, we got a great sword. That's awesome. Too bad we don't have a... Too bad we do not have a knife. We let that knife get away, and that was a mistake. Armor. Medium. Medium. Oh, we're probably better without it. For dodge purposes. Okay. In that case, I can't remember what checking this guy does, if it gives you some gear or not, but we're going to try it anyways.
Failure is just a temporary setback.
Alright. That doesn't help me. I should have figured that. There's no way we're going to get 2 40% rolls in one episode, ever. So, we got to leave here. Streets of the Chasm. We have to find some of our pals. And we can. There are a few of them around, and then some we can't get to. So, first order business, these guys are all fighting amongst each other. We're going to run out here. And with the Drukhari gone, it shouldn't be a problem for us to keep going here. And there's your Liette. The Aldari runs a hand over her face before turning to you. Her pale skin is tightly stretched over the bones of her skull. Her eyes have lost their glimmer, and her neck is stooped under an unseen burden. And yet you still recognize her. Liette Lenavius, your former companion and the reason for your imprisonment within the dark walls. Liette glances at you, her eyes widening slightly, but it is the only change you detect in her tense expression. Whatever emotions she may be feeling, she is suppressing them well. Elentok. Liette. You're alive. She looks at you in disbelief. Your voice. Do I hear a semblance of jubilation? But how can that be, Elentok? Because of me, you. One of the Xenos who were watching Yurliet torture the silent victim steps forward. Did the monkey come for a taste of pain? Then you must have patience. Our little guest still has so much suffering to extract from her first victim. Your prey is far from empty, Yurliet. Do not hold back. Yurliet grips the blade in her hand and immediately winces. Her spirit stone is emanating a red glow. She touches it with an expression of anguish. The suffering overwhelms me. No more. I cannot bear it any longer. Yurliet? Oh, there's a bunch of cool options here. Let's see. Rip the blade out of Yurliet's hand and kill the Drukhari who just spoke. Yurliet is mine. You cannot have her. No. No. We're not going to kill her. We need her. Yurliet, I intend to find a way out of this place. What about you? Her gaze is incredulous. Are you inviting me to come with you? Inviting me to the stars, Elentop? The Drukhari grabs Yurliet by the shoulder. You are losing focus, sister. Your spirit stone is at... Yurliet is swift and precise. The blade pierces the Drukhari's throat and he collapses, clutching the wound and drenching the floor with his blood. His kin move to draw their weapons but freeze, transfixed by the sight of their brother thrashing in agony. Enough! It's hard to tell whether Yurliet is shouting or wailing. Enough of this senseless, aimless torture. This is not my path, and it will never be mine. She turns to you with a faint glimmer of hope on her gaunt face. But first I must ask, Elentop, after what I did, drive away the night of my blindness with the morning rays of clarity. Have you truly found the strength to forgive me? We will have a word about your deeds. Now, however, it is time to leave. Yurliet nods warily. You are right. Explanations and understanding are now ours to pursue. And yet your willingness to take me back astounds me, Elentop, and it frightens me in equal part. Assyrian, heed my word, I will not fail your faith in me again. The spirit stone in her breast flashes and slowly dims. And now let us walk away from the nightmares that sink their stings into the darkest recesses of my ravaged soul. You guys should run. Alright, and the beggar. And there's this. Okay. Yurliet, you must atone, but in the meantime, what do you have here? You have Eldari long rifle, okay. And you have a shuriken catapult, which won't be much use to you, but that's okay. You get light armor, that's 40%. And then what's this? Medium armor, 45, okay. Alright, you, me, we got work to do. Skip all of those. Don't worry about making those checks. Grab goods where you can see them. There's a check up here. Somewhere down here. There's goods there. You can't unlock those yet, so don't worry about it.
Always keep your eye on the price.
We need to find the rest of our team that can be found. These guys, they'll shoot each other, so when you see them, go grab them. You can usually get a stimulant, or here we go. A knife. That's what I wanted. Give it to me because it's going to have dodge reduction on it. So if I absolutely have to hit something, I should be able to do it with that. And then there's Pascal. The crooked figure wrapped in crimson looks nothing like Pascal Hanuman you know. Before, his silhouette, hunched though it may have been under the weight of his potential coil, used to radiate authority and the power of restricted knowledge. Now, he simply looks broken. His raiment is soiled with dark red bloodstains and black blotches of sacred unguents. His mechadendrites wrinkle sluggishly like dying snakes. Pascal does not look at you, for his gaze is focused inside his own body. There is a horrible gaping wound in his chest, and you see a glinting, clanging mechanism squirming within. Pascal has plunged his fingers into the wide, dripping maw of the wound, as is in the process of palpitating his metal innards with great care. It is difficult to say if the procedure that Pascal has undergone was torture, sacred augmentation, or vivisection. His flesh is covered in fresh sutures interspersed with wounds that no one has taken the trouble to stitch up. An ordinary human would have long since bled out, but the Ferrum Sanctum sustains the bodies of the adepts of the machine god. His metallic insides are exposed to the eye in all their vulgar and bloodied nakedness. Pascal, can you hear me? This statement is true. Halt. Pascal looks up at you. His skin has gone yellowish and clammy from the lubricant-like sweat, and there is something strange about the pupil in his left eye. You look closer and realize that its shape is no longer round. It is a tridecagon. What happened to you? An act of defilement. This unit was subjected to profane invasion. The dry words coming from the Vox speaker rustle like sand. Under the cold layer of formality, you sense panic. The Xenos touched my Ferrum Sanctum, removed parts of it and changed other parts, branded my true flesh with ulcers of forbidden metal. Dang. Is there any way I can help you? The statement is false. The voice from the speaker becomes drier and calmer. The impure augmentations were inserted into the technical cycle of the operation of my true flesh. The direct excision will be, with an undetermined yet high degree of probability, cause the cessation of my vital functions. Pascal's fingers widen the edge of the wound. Blood mixed with sacred unguents trickles down his wax-like skin. His sunken chest contains more metal than you thought possible. You see the gray tissue of his lungs pierced by dozens of thin tubes, an unfamiliar organ made of synthetic fiber, imprisoned in a cage of protective rings. The wide cover over his respiratory system that disappears into his trembling larynx. All these augments are riddled with small grafts of xenotech clinging to them like rust. What exactly did they change? Detecting numerous replacements in chain of command distributors. Alterations have been made to the operational algorithm of the encoder inside my cortical augmetic. Pascal now speaks with complete indifference and calm, as if reading out an inventory of spare parts at a warehouse. The chemical inject analyzer has been destabilized. He falters, and hints of humanity creep back into his voice. He sounds almost bewildered. There are other changes. I cannot understand what they are, but their function is... Well, if it does not pose an immediate threat to your life, leave the xenometal inside your body for now. We will deal with it later. Request denied due to violation of the 9th universal law. The alien mechanism is a perversion of the true path. There is resignation in Pascal's voice. You are a warrior of comprehension. Survive then and comprehend. I am not a warrior of comprehension, and I will comprehend whether I survive or not. Pascal sinks his hand into the open wound, crumples the fragile augmetic with his metal fingers and tears it out. The metal piece drags wires and veins along, causing a torrent of blood to gush forth. His internal motors screech and a cascade of convulsions buffets his body. The indicators on his potentia coil flash in alarm. His voice trembles with pain. Cleansing process initiated. The process will be completed. Now it is time to focus on regaining our freedom. Pascal's knees buckle, but there is a steel ringing in his voice. Cleansing process initiated. The process will be completed. This unit is ready to serve. Praise the Omnissiah. Okay, Pascal, at least you're here. Jeez. What do you got for us, Pascal? You got nothing. Okay, let's give you a sniper rifle. That'd be useful, and something like that. How did we end up with a second serrated mono knife? I'll take that. How did we get that? I don't know. I don't care. I got a shotgun, a las gun. It's got 4 rate of fire. Ori's got the sniper rifle, which is 12 to 16. Additional hit chance 30 and dodge reduction 10. Yes, I'll take that. Let's see if you can make that work for you, Pascal. Oh, and then you probably need some armor. Oh, God, it's no good for you. Okay. Let's see what else we can find. We know where Jaya Hadari is. We have to go get her. Okay, this will take you to the anatomic opera, which we don't want to go in the Suha to the
Let us
mangled
not
sector.
dawdle.
So, something I've never tried to do is go to the anatomical opera first. I wonder if we even can. Let's get the switch activated. Grab off this body. Bunch of Drukhari around here, but now they're kind of tech use yearly
I
at.
always have a
Wow,
backup
really?
plan.
Hey, wait a minute. Pascal, what are you doing? What's he saying? Why is he not following us? Get up here.
We venerated Vol, the smith and craftsman, but he is nothing like your ugly deity. He has never sought to replace our souls with wraithbone sculptures.
Pascal.
Certainty.
Hey, my friend, this way.
Keep your wits about you.
Good.
Operation successful.
Not that we care about most of that, but
My knowledge has its limits.
he missed a 95. That's nice. Okay, we got some stuff. A grenade, a Drukhari weapon, Aldari Ranger sight. The wearer's Deadeye critical shots trigger exposed weakness against the affected enemy until the end of combat. And the wearer's melee attack damage is increased by plus 12. Okay. We got stuff that's going to help. Plus 12. You get this. Deadeye shots.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
There's Rack, but we don't want to talk to him yet. We're looking for Jai. This goes to somewhere else. Where does it go to? I don't know.
The machine god grants the insight.
Activate a switch over here.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Get some goods up here. More grenades, some boots. Whenever the wearer performs an area attack, they instantly provoke attacks of opportunity from all adjacent enemies. The wearer gains toughness bonus temporary wounds for each attack of opportunity provoked by the area attack. At the start of every combat, the wearer's allies gain deflection equal to the wearer's psi rating. Oh, well, I like that. Deflection equal to the wearer's psi rating. Nice. Okay. Activate a
Is there money
switch.
to be made?
What a shameful failure.
Yes, it is, especially when it's 85%. Come on, Pascal. I brought you along just for this, because you're supposed to be good at this stuff. This will get you into the anatomical opera in this direction, but Jai Haidari is not here. Which begs the question, where is he? We're gonna go see if there's any more gear over here with this one.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Nope, just goods. Okay.
Let us not dawdle.
I've never brought Jai along, so I don't know exactly where we're gonna find her. That's the anatomical opera. That's just something else. Portal to the arena, which we don't want to go to yet. Let's see if we can find Jai then. Otherwise, I may have to go back to ask some questions. These guys are all shooting. That's the way there. Okay. I thought we'd be able to find
Always
her.
keep your eye on the prize.
There's this. This is the pit where we came in. There's just beggars here. Beggar, beggar, beggar. Pascal, open that.
Operation successful.
Okay. There's a ballistics check up here, I think. This must be the chute that carried your unconscious body down. It is. I thought there was a ballistics check over here, but maybe there's not.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay. Ugly beggar. There's another ugly beggar here. I think it's the same ugly beggar that you get your shoes from. So, the hideous mutant does not look as cocky as the last time you met. Armed and not bleeding from 100 wounds, you must be more formidable sight. How about buying yourself a pair of boots? To end a life as lightless as yours is a laudable deed. Alright, my friends. The beggar refuses to die easily. He is desperately clinging to his life, choking on his own blood. Eventually, his protracted agony reaches its end. Alright, now, can we get anything off of his corpse? You get 2 stems, a knife, and a beggar's weapon. Okay. Wait a minute, what about those boots? What are these? Oh, yeah. Well, you can just wear them. Okay, we have reached an impasse here. I don't know where Jai is, and they made it sound like she was outside here. That's all the Pascal stuff. Juliet. Before we found her. Gotta take a second. Okay, so it was Malice who told us around the gate to the anatomical opera, gasping for breath and begging the homunculus to save her. See, so that's why I thought she would be where she was. To the gate to the anatomical opera is up here. We're gonna go check this one more time. Here, this is the gate. So this is Rack. He's here, but I don't see Jai anywhere. I see a Cutthroat Dukari, a Cabalite Ranger, and nobody else. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in next episode, and you can kill Rack here, and in fact you need to kill him because you need to grab some stuff from him. We're gonna go into the anatomical opera first, or at least we're gonna see if we can, and find Jai, and then we'll go to the other place where we're supposed to go, the Mangled Sector, and talk to Commissar. So folks, I'm gonna leave it here. As always, thanks for watching. Leave questions, comments down below. I'll see you next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.